1. Introduction. My name is Candy. I am 26 years old. I live in a small town. This town is very close to the big sea. My life is usually very quiet. I work in a small cafe every day. I start my work early in the morning. I make fresh coffee and serve hot tea. I clean the tables and talk to the same people who visit the cafe often. Every day feels almost the same. It is a peaceful life, like a calm lake, but sometimes I wish for something new. I wish for something more exciting to happen. Inside my heart, I hold a big dream. I dream of finding true love. I want to meet a special person. I want someone who will truly see me, not just the girl who works at the cafe. I want someone who understands my thoughts and my deepest feelings. I want to share my life, my hopes, and my small joys with someone. This dream stays deep inside me, even when my days pass slowly and nothing changes. I often look out the cafe window at the quiet street. I imagine a different future, a future where my dream of love comes true. One morning, the sun was bright, and the cafe was busy with customers. I was moving around, carrying trays filled with hot drinks and food. Suddenly, the front door opened. A new man walked into the cafe. I had never seen him before in our small town. His name was Charlie. He had kind eyes that looked around the room with interest. He had a soft and gentle smile that made me feel a little warm inside. He was a complete stranger to me. But when my eyes met his for a brief moment, my heart started to beat very, very fast. It was a strong and new feeling, like a little bird flying quickly inside my chest. I did not know anything about this man. I did not know why he came to our town. But in that important moment, I felt a clear and strong feeling. It was a feeling that my quiet life, my usual routine, was about to change in a big way. I felt that something new, something very important, was beginning right then. This new man, Charlie, made me think that my dream of finding love might not be just a dream anymore. My life was about to become very different from before. 2. A new customer. Charlie became a regular customer at the small cafe. He came every day. His visits were like a new part of Candy's morning. He always chose the same table. It was next to the big window. From that spot, he could watch the street outside. He always ordered a cup of hot tea. He never asked for coffee, just tea. Candy learned his order quickly. With his tea, Charlie always brought a small, dark notebook. He also had a pen. He spent a lot of time writing in his book. His hand moved quickly across the white pages. Sometimes he would stop writing. He would look out the window for a long time. He seemed to be thinking very deeply. Candy often wondered what he was writing. Was it a story? Was it about his own life? She watched him from behind the counter. She tried to be careful not to stare. Candy felt a strange, new feeling when Charlie was in the cafe. Her heart felt a little lighter. She wanted to talk to him. She wanted to ask him about his writing. She wanted to know his thoughts, but she was very shy. The words stayed in her mouth. Every day, she just served his tea and walked away quickly. She hoped he did not notice her shyness. She wished she was brave enough to start a conversation. Many days passed like this. Charlie came, he wrote, and Candy watched. Then, one morning, something changed. Candy brought his tea to his table, as she always did. She put the warm cup down carefully. She was ready to turn and go back to the counter. But this time, Charlie looked up. His eyes met hers. He had a kind smile on his face. He spoke. "Thank you, Candy," he said. Hearing her name from him was new and special. It felt like soft music in her ears. A warm feeling spread inside Candy. She smiled back at him. It was a real smile, not her usual shy one. For the first time, they truly looked at each other. In that moment, Candy felt a small door open in her heart. She knew then that her quiet life was truly beginning to change. 3. Our first walk. After many weeks, Charlie asked me a question. He looked at me and said, "Do you like the sea?" I nodded my head. Yes, I liked the sea very much. It was a calming place for me. Then Charlie smiled and said, "Come with me after work today." My heart felt a quiet happiness. This was a new invitation. That evening, after my work at the cafe, Charlie was waiting. We walked together towards the coast, where the land meets the water. The sun was setting, turning the sky a soft pink and orange. The wide sea looked peaceful. The waves moved slowly, making gentle sounds on the sand. I felt very good and free, like I could finally breathe deeply. This feeling was new to me. We walked side by side along the beach. We did not rush. We simply enjoyed the beautiful view and the quiet air. Then we started to talk. We talked for a long time, for many hours. The time passed quickly. Charlie told me more about his life. He told me he was a writer. He explained that he had come to this town for a special reason. He wanted to find a peaceful place to think and to write his book. He said the sea helped him find his words. I listened carefully to everything Charlie said. I liked the sound of his voice. He spoke with passion. Then it was my turn to share. I told him about my small life in the town, working in the cafe. I spoke about my dreams for the future. I also shared my deep love for music, which was a big part of my life. Music always made me feel something strong. Charlie listened to every word. He did not look away. He really listened, and I felt that he understood me. I felt something new and very good with him. I felt safe. It was a warm, comfortable feeling. I had not felt this safe before. With Charlie, I felt truly happy. I laughed a lot that night. I laughed more than I had in many years. It was a real, open laugh full of joy. Our walk by the sea was very special. It was our first walk together, a new beginning. I went home that night with a light heart and a big smile. I knew this day was important for me. For my secret fear. After our first walk by the sea, my life felt brighter. Charlie and I started to meet every day. Sometimes we met in the small cafe where I worked. He would order his tea and I would serve him, but now there was a new feeling between us. Other times we walked along the shore, watching the big waves. We also found quiet streets in town where we could just talk for a long time. Every moment with him felt special and important. We talked about many things. He told me more about his writing, about the stories he wanted to tell. I shared more about my dreams, about the small things that made me happy, and about my love for music. With each day, my feelings for Charlie grew stronger. My heart felt full, almost like a beautiful song playing inside me. I liked his gentle voice. I liked his kind eyes that always looked at me with warmth. I liked his quiet way of listening, making me feel truly heard. I knew I was starting to care for him very, very much. But there was a secret in my heart. It was a big secret, and it made me feel a little bit sad and worried sometimes. I had always been afraid to love deeply. My past held a kind of pain that was hard to forget. A long time ago, I was with someone who was not kind to me. He broke my heart into many pieces, and it hurt for a very long time. After that, I told myself that I would never let anyone hurt me like that again. I decided to keep my heart safe, locked away behind a strong door. Now, with Charlie, everything felt different. His smile gave me a new kind of courage. His words filled me with hope, like sunshine after a long, dark storm. He made me feel seen and understood in a way no one else had before. I wanted to trust him completely. I wanted to open my heart fully to him. It felt right. However, the old fear was still there, a small shadow in my mind that would not leave. It was hard to let go of that old pain and the lessons I had learned from it. It felt like a high wall around me, even though I wanted to climb over it. I knew what was happening inside me. I knew I was falling in love with Charlie. It was a beautiful, strong feeling that grew with every passing day. But the words would not come out of my mouth. I could not tell him the truth. I was afraid of what might happen if I did. I was afraid to be hurt again, to feel that old pain return. This secret fear stayed with me, even as my love for him grew bigger and bigger each day, making my heart both happy and a little bit scared. 5. A special place. Charlie took me to a new place. It was a garden, but not like any other garden I knew. It was outside the town, hidden and very quiet. Tall trees stood around it, like green walls. Inside, there were many flowers. Red, yellow, blue, and white flowers grew everywhere. They smelled sweet, a soft, lovely smell in the air. Little birds sang happy songs from the branches. The sun shone down, making everything bright and warm. "This is my special place," Charlie said, His voice was soft. I come here when I need to think, when I need peace. He smiled at me. Now it is our special place. My heart felt warm. It was a beautiful gift. We walked slowly on a small path. Then we found a quiet spot under a big old tree. We sat down on the soft green grass. The world around us was calm. Only the sound of the birds and the gentle wind could be heard. Charlie took out his notebook. It was the same notebook he used in the cafe. He opened it carefully. I want to read something to you, he said. He looked at me, and his eyes were kind. He began to read. His voice was low and steady. The words he read were about feelings, about finding light, and about a new start. They were simple words, but they were very strong. They went straight to my heart. I listened to every word. I felt happy and safe sitting there with him. When he finished, he closed the notebook. He put it beside him on the grass. Then he turned to me. His eyes looked deep into mine. Candy, he said, his voice a little lower now. Since I met you, everything feels different. You are in my thoughts every day. You make my world brighter. My hands started to shake a little. My heart beat fast. For so long, I had kept my feelings hidden. My secret fear of love was a heavy stone in my chest. But now, looking at Charlie, listening to his honest words, the stone felt lighter. It was time. It was time to be brave. I took a deep breath. My voice was a whisper, but it was true. Charlie, I said, I feel the same. I am falling in love with you. A wonderful smile grew on his face. It was a smile that filled the whole garden with light. He reached out and took my hand. His hand was warm and strong. He held it gently. In that moment, holding his hand in that beautiful, quiet garden, all my fear went away. It simply left like a small cloud blowing away in the wind. My heart was not afraid anymore. It was full of joy. I knew then that this special place with Charlie was where my new life truly began. 6. A hard choice. Our happiness was new and strong, but life can change quickly. One quiet afternoon, Charlie came to the cafe. He looked a little sad. He sat down and ordered his tea. I knew something was wrong. My heart started to beat fast. He told me, Candy, I have to tell you something important. I waited, afraid of his words. He said his family wanted him to come back to the city. They needed him there. He might have to leave the town soon. My world felt cold. The words hit me hard. Leave? Charlie? The thought was like a dark cloud. I could not speak for a moment. My chest felt very heavy. It was like a big stone inside me. I felt a deep sadness. Losing him was a thought too hard to carry. We had just found each other. We had just shared our feelings in the quiet garden. Now this big problem came. The next 2 days were very long and difficult for me. I could not sleep well at night. My mind was full of thoughts about Charlie. I woke up early, feeling tired and worried. I walked by the sea many times. The waves were calm, but my mind was like a storm. I asked myself, what should I do? Should I be strong and say nothing? Or should I tell him how I really feel? Should I tell him my fear? It was a very hard choice. I thought about our walks, our talks, his kind smile. I thought about the garden where we shared our dreams. I could not imagine my life without him now. The quiet life I had before was not enough anymore. Charlie had brought so much light and joy into my world. I did not want that light to go away. Finally, I knew I had to be brave. I had to tell him the truth in my heart. I found Charlie near the sea. He was looking at the water, deep in thought. I walked to him slowly. My hands were shaking a little. "Charlie," I said, my voice soft. He turned and looked at me. His eyes were kind, as always. "I don't want you to go," I told him. My voice was a little stronger now. "I want you here. I want you to stay in this town with me." It was hard to say, but I said it. Charlie looked at me. He smiled a gentle smile. He touched my face with his hand. It was a warm touch. "Candy," he said, "I don't want to leave either. You are very important to me. You are my light now. My book, my words, even my dreams for the future, they all have you in them now." Tears came to my eyes. They were not sad tears this time. They were tears of relief and hope. At that moment, I knew something truly important. Love was stronger than any fear. It was stronger than any problem. We could face this together. My heart felt light again. The dark cloud went away. Charlie was here, and he wanted to stay. This was a new beginning, not an end. 7, our new life. Charlie made a big choice. He chose to stay in our town. He told me he could write his books in any place, but he could not find another me, Candy, anywhere else. This made my heart feel very full and happy. Every morning felt like a new beginning. The sun seemed brighter, the birds sang louder. Our small apartment, once just mine, now felt like our cozy home. We chose new curtains together. We bought a small plant for the window. These little things felt very important. We began our new life. It was a life full of shared dreams. We talked about small things and big things. We planned many things for our future. We wanted to make a home together. We wanted to see new places. Every day brought new ideas. We took short trips to nearby towns. We saw new sights and ate different foods. In the evenings, we often cooked dinner together. Charlie was good at making pasta. I taught him how to make my special soup. Our kitchen was always warm and full of good smells. We laughed a lot during these times. His laughter was a happy sound. My work at the cafe changed too. Before, it was just a job. Now it was a place where I waited for him. Every afternoon, Charlie would come in for his tea. When I saw him, my day became brighter. My friends at the cafe saw it. My customers saw it. They told me, "Candy, you look so happy." "You shine now," they said. It was true. A new light was in my eyes and in my smile. One evening, we sat by the window. The moon was high in the sky. I held Charlie's hand. I looked at him and spoke from my heart. I was once very afraid of love, I said. My past was sad. I thought love would always bring pain. But you, I told him, you showed me something new. You showed me that love can be safe. It can be kind and strong. Charlie smiled gently. He leaned close and kissed my forehead. His voice was soft. "We will always be safe together," he whispered. His words were a promise for now and for all our days to come. The old fear in my heart was gone. It had left me completely. I trusted Charlie fully. I trusted our love. We made plans for a future together. We promised to always support each other. We promised to face everything as a team. This was our new life, a life built on trust and a love that grew stronger every day. We spent many hours talking about our hopes. Charlie shared his writing ideas with me. I told him about new recipes for the cafe. We both knew that life would have its ups and downs. But with each other, we felt ready for anything. Our promise to always be together was not just words. It was a feeling deep inside us. It was a quiet knowing that we were meant to share this journey. We knew our path would not always be easy, but we also knew we would walk it together. Our love was a strong anchor. It held us firm. 8. My happy story. Months turned into seasons. The small town changed from warm summer days to cool autumn evenings, then to bright winter mornings. With each passing day, Candy and Charlie's life together grew stronger. Charlie spent many hours writing his book. He sat at his usual table in the small cafe, but now Candy knew what he was writing. He was writing their story. He was writing about the powerful love they had found. Candy watched him sometimes while serving coffee to other customers. She felt a deep, warm happiness in her heart. Her quiet life was truly over. Every day was now full of small joys and shared moments. They still walked by the sea often, just like in the beginning. But now, their hands were always together, warm and safe. Their talks were about their future, about their dreams becoming real, not just far-off wishes. They planned small trips and cooked new meals together, filling their home with laughter. One day, Charlie came to the cafe not with his old, used notebook, but with a brand new, finished book. It had a beautiful, simple cover. He walked directly to Candy, his eyes full of light and pride. He held out the book to her. "It is finished, Candy," he said, his voice soft. "This is for you." Candy took the book gently. Her hands shook a little with excitement. She saw her name or parts of her story on every page. The book was about the calming sea, about a strong, true love, and about a girl with a brave heart. That girl, Charlie told her, was her. He had written about their entire journey, from the first shy smiles in the cafe to their promise of a life together by the sea. Charlie looked at her with such love. "This book is my gift to you, Candy," he said softly. "You are my secret life. You are the life I never knew I wanted until I met you. You are the best part of my story." Tears came to Candy's eyes. They were tears of pure joy, not sadness. Her heart felt so full, it felt like it could burst with happiness. She had once thought her life would always be quiet and small. She had believed that new, happy things would never truly happen to her. But love had come into her life like the warm sun after a long, dark rain. It had brought bright light and warmth to every corner of her world. Now, every single morning was a happy morning. Candy woke up and saw Charlie sleeping peacefully next to her. She felt safe, loved, and completely at peace. Her old fears were completely gone. She still remembered her past pain, but it no longer held her. Charlie had shown her that love was not about pain or loss, but about happiness, trust, and sharing everything. Her name was Candy, and this was her happy story. It was not a sad story of being alone. It was a story about two people finding each other in a small town. It was a story about love that grew strong and true, like the old trees by the sea. It was a story about a happy ending, not just for Charlie's book, but for her real life. She had found her happy ending with him, and it was just the wonderful beginning of their shared life together.